So the first question is, what do you like best and least about your religion?
Best, the fact that you can interact with so many different people. Like, you probably wouldn't know there were so many Muslims in like Malaysia or the Philippines. You know, there's just such a broad array of people.
Do you ever question your faith?
I think naturally, if you don't, you kind of aren't fully immersed. So yeah, I'd say sometimes.
What other religion would you consider to be closest to your own beliefs?
Oh, that's hard. Closest? I'm not sure. I'd say maybe Judaism, just because of the way that all prophets, starting from Abraham, are all very similar. So I'd say probably that's the closest.
How does your religion differ from others?
I'd say probably the biggest one is misunderstandings, because being something that nobody really gets, and even though there are 7 billion Muslims in the world, I think there's very little light shined on what it's like to be a Muslim, especially in America, and a woman on top of all that. It's a lot. So I guess clarifying things and trying to make sure people understand what I really am and what I really believe.
Would you ever consider exploring other religions?
I would, just to get more of a broader view of the world I live in. But as far as adapting it, I'd be kind of hesitant. But, someday, I guess. I don't know.
What one word describes your religion best?
Peace. Because when you even greet another Muslim, you say, "Peace be upon you." So I guess that would be the staple point.
What does your religion offer to the world?
I guess it offers insight into not only what we used to be like, but what we can be, and how you best live your life in the way that you as a person can live with, because most people don't feel comfortable or feel doubts whenever they try to think about their own religion. So I feel like Islam gives people a chance to answer all those questions.
Would you encourage others to join in your beliefs and religion?
Yes, I would.
If you had the power, would you force the whole world to adopt your religion?
No. Forcing someone to do something they don't want to do only leads to them either fighting you or not really taking it in personally and just, abiding by what you're telling them. So it wouldn't be a sufficient way to do anything if I tried to actually care for someone and say, "Hey, I want you to be a part of this religion." It wouldn't be a healthy way to do it.
Okay, thank you, Lena, for answering my question.
Thank you.
My name is Fetty, and I'm here to answer questions for Amina.
Okay, so the first question is, what do you like best or least about your religion?
What I like best is it's accepting. Anyone can join. It's free for anyone. It's a peaceful religion, I believe, at least. What I at least don't like, it's sometimes people take it a very to the extreme, even though it doesn't condone that way. But yeah.
Have your religious beliefs changed in your lifetime?
No.
Do you ever question your faith?
I used to, but no.
What other religion would you consider to be closest to your beliefs?
I would. I'm not really sure. I would say Christianity and Judaism, but I don't think so.
How does your religion differ from others?
It's like I said, it's very accepting. It's supposed to be a union of people. It's not supposed to discriminate. It's just all people, no matter what color or race, just to come together and to worship.
Would you ever consider exploring other religions?
No. Well, yes, but not in that. Yes, just to know, like just to have a background on other religions, but no, not to convert.
What one word describes your religion best and why?
Accepting.
Even like I've been going there for 10 years. He's a little Jew when it comes to
What does your religion offer to the world?
Offers peace, offers peace, offers acceptance, offers diversity, offers a way of life.
Would you encourage others to join in your beliefs or religion?
Yeah.
If you had the power, would you force the whole world to adopt your religion?
No, it's the religion believes in freedom of choice. You know, if you learn it, and if you believe it, you take it. If not, it's your choice not to believe it.
Okay, that was the last question. Thank you. So the first question is, what do you like best or least about your religion?
The thing I like best about my religion is the personal experience kind of aspect of it, and Christianity is a very like individual religion. It's communal too because you go to church and you still interact with other Christians, but a lot of it's about your own personal relationship with God and interacting and growing as a person individually.
Have your religious beliefs changed in your lifetime?
They have, to a certain degree. I've been a Christian since I was a kid. I would say I was definitely more conservative when I was probably younger, just because my parents were, and I've become more liberal as time has gone on. Even the denomination of church that I go to now is not as traditional, and it's more contemporary and modern than the church that I grew up in as a kid. So my beliefs have changed as a Christian, but I've been a Christian for about 20 years.
Do you ever question your faith?
Yes, definitely. Not all the time, and definitely at more at certain times in my life than other times. I've gone through certain probably seasons where I've kind of had more doubts about things and just wondered, is it real? And you know, especially during challenging times, you kind of wonder like, is God the way I view that He is? I think it's healthy to do that, to question your religion and to, you know, to have those thoughts, because if you never test it, it can't be true.
What other religion would you consider to be closest to your beliefs?
To a certain extent, I think Judaism is probably the obvious one, just because Christianity came from Judaism originally. And obviously we share, half of the Christian Bible is the same as the Jewish Torah. So I think we're probably most similar there. And I think even a lot of our values are the same as far as like the way we view God as a person. Even though there are still a lot of differences, obviously, I think we're probably the closest as far as similarities go.
How does your religion differ from others?
I think maybe the biggest way that Christianity differs is that I think it's somewhat, well, I don't know. I was going to say it's somewhat more of an exclusive religion, but some religions probably would be more likely to coexist with other religions and say they can all be true, but Christianity kind of makes a hard line in the sand when it says that they're really the only truth. And so if you end up believing that Christianity is true, it almost, you have to accept that all the other religions don't have it 100% correct either. It just kind of comes because Jesus made so many statements about Him being the only way to God. So I think it is a bit exclusive, which can be tough for people, especially when you're talking to people of other religions. But I think that's one way it probably differs from other religions, that may be more open to people that want to even have two religions at the same time.
How does would you ever consider exploring other religions?
I have in the past. I would say no at this point in my life, just because I feel like I've at this point done the research and as an adult, because obviously I've been a Christian since I was a kid, and a lot of times what you are as a kid, if your family was, you'll be that way. So whenever I was a little bit younger, I wanted to explore what else was out there and make sure that I had kind of examined all the other ways. At this point though, I don't think I would ever change.
What one word describes your religion best?
Love.
What does your religion offer to the world?
I would say the chance at like a full life. So everyone's always searching for a complete life or to be more whole. I think a complete whole life where you're completely satisfied as a person is what it offers.
Would you encourage others to join in your beliefs in religion?
Yes.
If you had the power, would you force the whole world to adopt your religion?
No, never.
Okay, thank you, Philip. All right, so the first question is, what do you like best and least about your religion?
I like how my religion is so family oriented, and I like for the most part, I like the higher standard that the Mormon or LDS faith, they tend to hold themselves to a little bit higher standard. I least like the fact that we hold ourselves to a higher standard. Sometimes it can be challenging because when you're surrounded by those that are expected to make the same decisions that you do, and you're not quite as dedicated to it, it can be a little discouraging at times.
Have your religious beliefs changed in your lifetime? If so, how?
I don't think my religious beliefs have changed. I still have faith in the things that I've always believed in. However, I think that my views and my opinions on other aspects of life, other religions, have changed a little bit. My religion is very black and white, and I have a very creative mind, I think, and so I tend to think outside the box a little bit even within my religion. So yeah, I don't think they've changed, they've just developed a little bit.
Do you ever question your faith?
No.
What other religion would you consider to be closest to yours in beliefs?
Despite what a lot of people think, the Mormon faith is actually, we are Christian. We're a Christian denomination. However, there's a big difference in the sense that we have the Book of Mormon, we've got other doctrine, other principles we teach, but the main difference is the fact that we don't believe in the Holy Trinity. And so I know that majority of the Baptist and Methodist faiths, they do believe in the Holy Trinity. So aside from that, they're most similar to the Mormon faith.
How does your religion differ from others?
Exactly what I just said.
Would you ever consider exploring other religions?
I actually have. When I was 16, I went to every single church that I could in my town growing up.
What one word describes your religion best and why?
Family. Because everything that we teach in our church, from the day you're born till when you're in the adult classes at church, everything is about surrounding yourself with your family. It's and having a very they want you to have a very Christ-centered home, meaning even if a lot of religions talk about putting Christ first, putting your church first. Our religion actually focuses more on putting your family first and allowing Christ to come into your home.
What does your religion offer to the world?
I think it offers high morale, morale that you don't see a lot in the world today anymore.
Would you encourage others to join in your beliefs in religion?
Absolutely. It's awesome.
If you had the power, would you force the whole world to adopt your religion?
No, not at all.
Okay, that was the last question. Thank you, Laura.
Hi there, my name is Ahmet and I'm 19 years old.
And what is your religion?
Buddhist.
Okay, so the first question is, what do you like best and least about your religion?
I like how it celebrates love and compassion, and we can just say that to anything that's bad, really. What the worst part would be, though, is how harsh it is, how strict it is on some people, because suffering comes from within. So to kind of get past that, you have to almost like drag it on. But once that actually is over with, it's much better in the long run.
Have your religious beliefs changed in your lifetime?
Yes, I was born Muslim, became agnostic for about a year, and then found Buddhism.
Do you ever question your faith?
I think that we should be questioning everything. We should always be questioning all of our morals, all of our fundamentals. Because even though something is very singular in our life, there's many different ways we can look at it. And to look at it in many different ways, it has to be fluid. It has to be able to change. It must be able to be questioned.
What other religion would you consider to be closest to your own beliefs?
Since it's more of Eastern philosophy, I would say it's closer to Taoism, because Taoism focuses on the flow of life, the way it moves, and it's going to be regenerated and then die and live again. So I would probably say Taoism, maybe Shintoism.
How does your religion differ from others?
It kind of focuses more on getting in touch with the inner self and kind of branching off from there and kind of figuring out what emotions you have, what kind of things you're dealing with on the inside. And then once that's all dealt with, you can really learn the philosophy of it. And Christianity and stuff is more, it's more related towards other people and getting married and stuff like that.
Would you ever consider exploring other religions?
Yes, I think. Of course, I love learning about religion. I love learning about different types, and of course, I would explore more.
What one word describes your religion best, and why?
That. I would say that, because that's our first word. Our first word is da, which in Eastern philosophy means that. It's always that. So it's more about looking at things the way they are, not the way our memories preconceive them. It's viewing a rock as a rock and having a sense of detachment and attachment to that.
Would you encourage others to join in your beliefs and religion?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Buddhism is a dialogue, so it honestly kind of just spreads itself, but I would definitely not force it upon people. If people want to casually talk about it, let's casually talk about it. If not, let's talk about something else.
So if you had the power, would you force the whole world to adopt your religion?
In a way I would, just because having a preconceived path would technically make it easier for us, because this world can be really hard or really soft, but in the long run we need to focus more on freedom, because with freedom we'll go at our own pace and we'll evolve much more freely. And if we were to force these opinions, we would just go back to oppression. So it's more of just letting people kill themselves until they wake up and they see the world for how it is.
Okay, thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you.